Friends, we will make a beginning with problem number 6. X Limited gives the following information about the production and sales. That is, month production units, cost, sales units are given. July 10,000 units, August 15,000 units, September 27,000 units. Cost 25,000 units, 38,500 units, 38,500 rupees, and 66,200 in case of the September. Sales units wise 8,000 units, 12,500 units, 24,500 units. Cost include raw material, wages and direct expenses. Variable production overhead was 20% of the prime cost, that is, which is a predetermined one, and monthly fixed overheads are 14,000. Find out the face value of the inventory, assuming that either there is no under or over recovery and or any under or over recovery is transferred to the profit and loss account directly. See, this problem is only to make you to revise your overheads topic and the costing. Costing also you studied inventory valuations and all, and how the cost will be like prime cost plus variable overheads plus fixed overheads put together will become the costs. Then one more important thing is, how do you value the inventory? Of course, as per AS2 there are only two methodologies. One is first in first out and another is the weighted average. See, what is the valuation of inventory and what are these methods? Friends, try to understand, these are not the methods for making the material issues, but these are the methods for pricing the material issues and valuing the closing stock. Physically you are not going into this particular methodology, but for valuation purpose your accounting standard 2 says what? Where it is not possible for you to make a specific identification, then you make use of the first in first out methodology or the weighted average methodology. In all that, what I need is the costs, information of the costs. So, here first what we do is, we will first compute the cost per unit, then we will ascertain the value of the closing stock, and then we will think about the valuation under different methods, how it is going to differ. This way we see and see finally what is the effect of valuation of inventory, method of valuation of inventory on the closing stock value. Write the approach. In the given problem, we need to compute cost per unit, then we need to ascertain the quantity of closing stock. We need to ascertain the quantity of closing stock. Next, we need to make the valuation of inventory. Both under first in first out method, and the weighted average cost method. First, working notes 1, computation of cost per unit. Computation of cost per unit. Totally 4 columns you keep. Column number 1 is for particulars. Column number 2 is for July 03. Column number 4 is for August 03. Column number 4 is for September 03. First thing is prime cost. First is the prime cost. 25,000 for the month of July. 38,500 for the month of August. 66,200 for the month of September. Then what you need to do? Add the variable overheads. Add variable production overheads. Add variable production overheads. That is 20% of the prime cost. That is 20% of the prime cost. On 25,000, 20% works out to be, friends, 5,000. For the month of the July, it is 5,000. For the month of the August, 38,500 into 20%, that and all makes it to 7,700. Then for the month of September 03, 66,200 into 20%. 66,200 into 20%. That and all will make you to 13,240. Then the factory cost. Factory cost oblique total variable cost. Other way around. Total variable cost. For the month of July, 25,000 plus 5,000, 30,000. 38,500 plus 7,700, 46,200. For the month of September, 66,200 plus 13,240, 79,440. Add fixed cost. Add fixed cost. Uniformly for all the 3 months, the same thing. 14,000, 14,000, 14,000. Why you are putting 14,000, 14,000? Because problem clearly says fixed monthly fixed overheads. Then you make the total cost. Total cost 44,000, 60,200, 93,440. 93,440. Then number of units. Number of units. In the month of July, it is 10,000. In the month of August, it is 15,000. In the month of September, 27,000. Cost per unit. Cost per unit. 44,000 divided by 10,000 is equal to 4.4. Similarly, 60,200 divided by 15,000 is 4.01. And then 93,440 divided by 27,000, that and all makes it to 3.46. And one more thing also you write, variable cost per unit. variable cost per unit. How do you get the variable cost per unit? 30,000 divided by 10,000. That and all makes it to 3 rupees. Then 46,200 divided by 15,000, 3.08. And then you have per September 03, 79,440 divided by 27,000, 2.94. Already we calculated cost per unit, na? Cost per unit also we found and variable cost per unit also we calculated. Why these two things are required? Sometimes the problems may say that fixed cost is not a product cost, it is a period cost, so charge it off against the cost P&L account or profit and loss account, and inventory is to be valued only with the variable costs, which is a more of a product cost. Like that the possibility is there. So next, working notes 2, ascertainment of closing stock. Ascertainment of closing stock. Ascertainment of a closing stock. That is month wise. There are 5 columns, totally put 5 columns: month, opening stock, production, sales, closing stock. So first we will do with the July. July 03, July 03, opening stock nil, production 10,000, sales 8,000, consequently closing stock 2,000. Then August, opening stock 2,000, production 15,000, sales 12,500, and closing stock will be 4,500. Then September 03, opening stock will be 4,500, production is 27,000, sales is 24,500, and opening stock plus production minus sales is equal to closing stock. Closing stock is 7,000. So how we are ascertaining the closing stock? Opening stock plus production minus sales gives you the closing stock. Next, working notes 3. Valuation of inventory. Valuation of inventory. Assuming that inventories are ordinarily interchangeable, the following two methods are recognized as per the revised accounting standard 2. As per the revised accounting standard 2. That is first in first out method, and then weighted average cost method, Then first we will go with the first in first out method. A first in first out method. As per this method, the entire closing stock would relate to the production of September 03, because first in first out means all what first produced got issued first. So accordingly, by the time you are there in the month of September, there is an opening stock of 4,500, production of 27,000, sales of 24,500. So entire opening stock of September is presumed to have been sold. So whatever that is there in the closing stock is only pertaining to the September production. So already you calculated what is the cost per unit for the September. Cost per unit for September is 3.46. Accordingly, value of closing stock is equal to 7,000 into 3.46. 7,000 into 3.46. That and all makes it to 24,220. 24,220. Now, there is no much of a problem with FIFO method. Only with weighted average cost method only you have slightly more calculations, right? Weighted average cost method. Weighted average cost methods. How do you go about? First month, then production. Within the production you take 3 columns: units, rate, value, then sales. Within the sales also you take units, rate, value, then balance. Within that also you take units, rate, value. So totally 3: production and then sales and the balance. And in each of these things you need to have the units, rate, value. Let us start with the July. Production 10,000 units. Cost per unit is 4.4. So totally it makes to a value of 44,000. Now sales are 8,000. For that also rate 4.4 and cost of sales 4.4. So 8,000 into 4.4 is 35,200. And closing stock you got 2,000 units. Closing stock you got 2,000 units. They are to be valued at 4.4. Thereby it comes to 8,800. 8,800. Now, August. Before we start August, we have to make what is the weighted average cost per unit for the August. Take a small sub-working notes before we enter August and September figures. Write that ascertainment of weighted average price. Again you can come back to the table. Ascertainment of weighted average price per unit for the month of August. That is first July 2000 into 4.4, 2000 into 4.4, it works out to be how much? 8,800. August, it is 15,000 into 4.01323, 4.01323, totally makes it to 60,200. Of course, from the above table you can easily find it out, because in the month of August, what is the cost of production? 60,200. So 8,800 plus 60,200 totally makes it to what? 69,000. Now, weighted average costs. Weighted average costs. 69,000 divided by 17,000 units. 69,000 divided by 17,000 units. How come 17,000, friends? July closing stock is 2,000 and August production is 15,000. Put together is 17,000. 69,000 divided by 17,000 is equal to 4.06 approximately. Is equal to 4.06 approximately. Now go to the top table and fix up the August figures. Go to the top table and fix up the August figures. August 15,000 units, 15,000 units, 4.01, 4.01, totally 60,200. Whereas issue is to be made at what price? Issue is to be made at the weighted average cost price. 12,500, 12,500. Rate is 4.06. Just now you calculated 4.06. So 12,500 into 4.06 makes it to how much? 50,750. Then balance is 4,500. How come 4,500? 15,000 plus 15,000 is the production, 2,000 is the last year, last month closing stock, 15,000 plus 2,000 is 17,000 minus 12,500 is 4,500. That is last month closing stock plus current year production, current month production minus sales units will give you the what you call closing stock 4,500, and that also closing stock is also to be valued at the weighted average cost only, that is 4.06. That and all makes it to 18,270. 18,270. Now before we start September, again even for September we need to calculate the weighted average costs. Write down. Ascertainment of weighted average cost per unit. Ascertainment of weighted average cost per unit for the month of September. For the month of September. Opening stock 4,500 into 4.06. 4,500 into 4.06 is what? Totally makes it to 18,270. This is the opening stock. That means opening stock for the September means closing stock for the August. Then September. Then for the September, 27,000 into 3.46. For the month of September, 27,000 into 3.46. That and all makes it to 93,440. Approx. Now total weighted average price is 1,11,710. What is 1,11,710? Opening stock plus production. Totally put together 1,11,710 divided by 31,500. How come 31,500? Opening stock units plus current month production. Totally it makes it to how much? 3.55. Totally it makes it to 3.55 approx. Then you write, as per the revised AS2, both fixed and variable overheads, both fixed as well as variable overheads that are incurred in converting the material into finished goods are to be allocated. Of course, onto the top of it, you please come to the top table. This thing, that is for the month of September, 27,000 units at 3.46. 27,000 units at 3.46 makes it to 93,440, and sales units are what? 24,500, and they are to be valued at what value? Weighted average value. What is weighted average value? 3.55. That and all makes it to 86,975. And the balance is 7,000 units at a 3.55 makes it to 24,850. Now, finally, you can find the difference between the value of the closing stock under FIFO and value of closing stock under the weighted average. Write down the value of inventory at the end of September 2003. The value of inventory at the end of September 2003 is as follows. Under FIFO method, 24,220. Under FIFO method, 24,220. Under weighted average cost method, 24,850. Under weighted average cost method, 24,850. So successfully we completed the 6th problem. Now I move to the 7th. Valuation of investments. Friends, investment account is something which you have already done at your PET and PCC level. With respect to the investments, what are the major issues? More particularly, if it is an investment in shares, you have ex-dividend concept and cum-dividend concept. Ex-dividend concept and the cum-dividend concept. You have rights issue and a bonus issue. See, if the quotation price is ex-dividend, that means the quotation price itself is the purchase price or the sales price. In addition to the quotation price, towards the dividend, the purchaser need to make the payment to the seller. If it is a cum dividend, the quotation price itself includes in it the dividend part. So if you want to find out purchase price, what should happen? Purchase price is equal to quotation price less dividend. Then, as far as bonus issue is concerned, what is it, friends? There is no money that will be collected from the shareholder and profits gets capitalized. Whereas if it is a rights issue, shareholder need to pay the money to the company. But with respect to the rights issue, what is it? This is a right given by the Companies Act. Whenever the company want to go for further issue of shares, it is a bounded duty of the company to offer the same first to the existing shareholders. Such concept you call it as a rights issue. But point to be noted is, in case of the rights issue, shareholder need to make the payment to the company is the point. Once these basic things are there in your mind, doing this problem is not a very tough task. Now, problem number 7 on valuation of investments. PQR Limited gives the following particulars about their investment in shares of RAM Limited. 1/1/2003, 10,000 shares of rupees 10 each, cost is 1,15,000. 31/3/2003, RAM Limited proposed a dividend at the rate of 20% for 2002 and 3. And one more important thing also with respect to the dividend, with respect to the investment in the shares, that is dividends relating to the pre-acquisition periods. What is the treatment? Is it to be treated as a capital receipt or is it to be treated as a revenue receipt? The answer is it is to be treated as a capital receipt, which goes to reduce the cost of investment. We will see. So RAM Limited proposed dividend at 20% for 2002 and 2003. 1/5/2003 purchased 5,000 shares at 13 cum dividend. 30th/6/2003 RAM Limited declared a dividend at the rate of 20% for 2002 and 3. And 1/7/2003 he received a right shares at 1:1 at 11 rupees. These are not to rank for dividend during 2003 and 4. And on 31/7/2003 he received dividend for 2002 and 3. On 1/8/2003 he sold 8,000 shares at 16 cum dividends. On 1/11/2003 received a bonus at 1 for every 4 shares held, and these shares also not to rank for dividend in 2003 and 4. Brokerage for purchase and sale is 2%. Brokerage, what you will do, friends? In case of at the time of purchase, if you are paying brokerage, that will be added to the cost of the investment. And if you are paying the brokerage at the time of the sale, what you will do? You will reduce the sale from the sale price to get the net sale proceeds. This is also an important point. And dividend always will be calculated not with your investment value, but with the face value of the investment. Prepare the investment account. Find out the cost of the shares held by PQR Limited as on 31/12/2003. So first few noteworthy points with respect to the investments you please make note of. First, point number 1, brokerage, commission paid at the time of acquisition of the shares, paid at the time of acquisition of the shares, is to be added to the cost of investment, whereas when the same is paid at the time of sale, whereas when the same is paid at the time of sale, they are to be reduced. They are to be reduced from sale consideration to calculate net sale consideration. Then one more important, pre-acquisition dividend will go to reduce the cost of investment, whereas post acquisition period dividend will be transferred to what is it? Will be transferred to profit and loss account. Then ex dividend quotation. Purchase oblique sale price will be the quotation price itself. Purchase oblique sale price will be the quotation price itself, and in addition to the quotation price, purchaser need to pay for the dividend. Then come dividend quotation, side heading come dividend quotation. In case of come dividend quotation, purchase price is equal to quotation price minus dividend. Then friends, in case of come dividend quotation, purchaser will pay only quotation price. And nothing extra towards the dividend. Then what next? Bonus shares. Company will make the issue of bonus shares. By capitalizing the profits. Thus, shareholder will not pay anything for it. Thus, cost of bonus shares will be nil. Thus, cost of bonus shares will be nil. Then, right shares. Right shares. In case of the right shares, shareholder will receive, shareholder will receive the shares on making the payment of quotation price. On making the payment of quotation price. First, prepare the investment account. How many columns? How many columns is? Almost 12 columns. 12 columns. 6 either side. 6 either side. First, date column, or other way around, you can split that into two. That is a debit credits. So if you are trying to do that, then on the debit side, date, particulars, quantity, face value, dividend, amount. Dividend amount. And leave the space, and then for the credit you write date, particulars, quantity, face value, dividend, amount. Right. To balance brought down. To balance brought down. What is the opening? Date also you write, because chronologically we have to do. 1103, to balance brought down, 10,000 is the quantity. What is the face value? 10,000 into 10 is equal to 1 lakh is the face value. Against the dividend you put nil, and total amount is what? 1,15,000. How come 1,15,000? Acquisition cost is 1,15,000. Why we are concerned with the face value, friends? Because the dividend is to be calculated with reference to the face value. Then after 1/1/2003, then the next date is what? 31/3/2003, and 31/3/2003 what happened? Only Ram Limited proposed dividend of 20% for 2002 and 3. But what it proposed, I am not going to bring it into the investment account. Only on receipt I am going to account for the same in my investment account. But keep it in the mind that for the year 2002 and 3, Ram Limited proposed a dividend of 20%. Then you move to the 1/5/2003. On 1/5/2003 what happened, friends? Purchased 5,000 shares at 13 come dividend. Right. Take a working notes. Ascertainment of purchase cost of 5,000 shares. Purchase cost of 5,000 shares. First, cost of purchase. First, cost of purchase, or the same you call it as quotation price. 5,000 into 13. 5,000 into 13, that gives you 65,000. Then add brokerage. Friends, brokerage is always calculated with reference to what? Quotation price only. Add brokerage 2%. That 2% is to be calculated with reference to 65,000. 2% of 65,000 makes it to 1,300. Then total cost. Total cost 66,300. Already I told one thing, that is in case of cum dividend quotation, from the quotation price you should reduce what? The accumulated dividend, accrued dividend. Already company declared a dividend for 2002 at what percent? 20%. At what percent? 20%. And dividend is always to be calculated with reference to what? Face value. So, less dividend. Less dividend. 5,000 into 10. 5,000 into 10 into 20%. Into 20% makes it to 10,000. Makes it to 10,000. Thereby cost of shares purchased will be 56,300. This will be 56,300. How the journal entry you are going to pass, friends? Write the journal entry. Investment account data, dividend account data to bank. Against the investment account 56,300. Against dividend account 10,000. To bank, how much it is? 66,300. Now, make the posting on 1/5/2003 to bank 5,000, 50,000 is the face value, 10,000 is the dividend, and 56,300 is the amount. Now, after 1/5, I am moving to 30th/6/2003. On 30th/6/2003, what happened? Ram declared a dividend at 20% for 2002 and 3. So, declaration do not make any this thing for us. Only on receipt we are going to account for the things. Now, on 1/7/2003, what happened? Received right shares at 1:1 at 11, and these shares are not to rank for dividend during 2003 and 4. Right. That means when you calculate the dividend for 2003 and 4 on the right shares which this year they are issuing, it is clearly stated that they will not rank for the dividend. But you have to account for the purchase cost of the right shares. Take the working notes. Number of right shares. Number of right shares 15,000. How come 15,000? So far he has got how many shares? 10,000 is the opening, and 5,000 presently purchased from the open market. Now totally you have 15,000, and for 15,000 shares, 15,000 shares will be offered as a right shares. So number of right shares are 15,000. And then what is the purchase price? 11 rupees. So what will happen? 5000 into 11 is equal to 5000 into 11 is equal 15,000 into 11 is equal to 15,000 into 11 is equal to how much it comes to? 1,65,000. So come to the entry part. Entry part is investment account dated to bank. Investment account dated to bank. 1,65,000. 1,65,000. Write it. 1,65,000. 1,65,000. Make the posting, friends. Posting part of it. Posting part of it. To bank, brackets, rights, 15,000. What is the face value? 1,50,000 against the dividend nil, and against the amount you write 1,65,000. 1,65,000. Then what is stated, friends? On 31/7 you have received the dividend for 2002 and 3. So make the working notes. Dividends received. Dividends received on 31/7/2003. On 31/7/2003. And this dividend is to be calculated only on what, friends? Opening balance and the purchases, not the rights issue. Not the rights issue is the point. So 15,000 into 10 into 20%. 15,000 into 10 into 20% totally makes it to 30,000. Totally makes it to 30,000. So what is the entry for the dividend, friends? Bank account data to dividend. Bank account data to dividend. And in the investment account you make a posting on the credit side. On the credit side, by bank, date is 31/7/03. Date is 31/7/03. By bank, against the quantity nil, face value nil, dividend 30,000, amount dash nil. Next, after 31/7/2003, I should go to 1/8/2003. 1/8/2003, what happened, friends? You sold 8,000 shares at 16 come dividend. You sold 8,000 shares at 16 come dividend is the point. And of course, whether you purchase or sell, brokerage is there at the rate of 2% is the point. If it is a come dividend, what we said, friends, to the extent of accrued dividend on it, you need to reduce the same. So write the point, working notes. Ascertainment of sale value. Ascertainment of sale value. Total sale value. Total sale value. 8,000 into 16. 8,000 into 16. 1,28,000. Less brokerage at 2%. Less brokerage at 2%. 1,28,000 into 2% makes it to 2,560. 2,560. So that net sales value will be 1,25,440. 1,25,440. But friends, although it is a come dividend, by the time this sale transaction is happening, there is no accrued dividend, because all what the dividend declared for 2002 and 3 got received by what date? 30th/6/2003. So the question of accrued dividend in respect of these shares as on 1/8/2003 does not arise. Having completed 1/8/2003, I will move to 1/11/2003. On 1/11/2003, what happened, friends? He received a bonus of 1 for every 4 shares held. And of course, these are also not to rank for dividend for 2003 and 4. Only thing, I have to account for the bonus shares only in respect of number of shares and the face value. Nothing is to be recorded in the amount column. Why nothing is to be recorded in the amount column? Since I am not paying anything for it. But I should know how to calculate the number of bonus shares. Write the point. Number of bonus shares. Ascertainment of number of bonus shares. By the time bonus shares are declared, how many shares I have? Write it. 10,000 plus 5,000 plus 15,000 minus 8,000 minus 8,000 whole divided by 4. Why minus 8,000? Just now you sold. Just now you sold 8,000. Minus 8,000 whole divided by 4 multiplied by 1. Because for every shareholder holding 4 shares, how many bonus shares will be given? 1 bonus share will be given. So that and all makes it to 5,500. So on 1/11/03 on the debit side you write 2 bonus shares received. 2 bonus shares received. 5,500, and in the face value you write 55,000. Face value you write 55,000. Now by balance, closing balance. By balance, closing balance. Of course, friends, one more thing we missed to do it is on 1/8/2003, that part completed, sale proceeds you accounted for, sale proceeds you calculated but accounted for, please make the posting. For the sale proceeds you please make the posting. Buy bank, quantity 8,000, face value 80,000. Sale price is 125,440. 125,440. Now you write by balance. By balance. Number of shares wise 27,500. How come 27,500? You make addition of all these things on the debit side. Debit side you have 10,000 plus 5,000 plus 15,000 plus 5,500 minus 8,000 here will give you 27,500, and face value of 27,500 means 27,500 into 10 is equal to 2,75,000, and against the dividend you put the nil and credit total value. How do we value this? How do you value this 27,500 shares? Valuation of closing investment. Valuation of closing investment.